The KDKA tower stands tall and proud over its transmitter site in Allison Park, but there was a time when a rural Butler County community's life in large part revolved around the tower in its own backyard.
Basically barren farmland in that area with the structures of the antenna tower, which was 718 feet high, and some of the experimental antennas that they were working with at the time. And this was back in the late 20s before they actually started broadcasting from the site.
Dennis Chambers, who runs the Saxonburg Historical Society, says in the late 1920s and 30s, Westinghouse engineers were very busy at the site along Saxonburg Boulevard, known back then as KDKA Boulevard.
KDKA actually had an arrangement with NBC, the National Broadcasting Corporation, and a lot of the design work was done under the auspices of them. And Dr. Conrad, who was basically the person who was instrumental in seeing that KDKA went into the broadcasting business, actually designed a lot of his antenna systems here.
One of the more curious things on the transmitter grounds was a lovely little pond that was often home to ducks and other wildlife, but Dennis says it wasn't your average old swimming hole.
And its purpose was to cool the radio tubes. The transmitting tubes itself generated so much heat that the only way they could cool them was passing water through conductive tubes.
And remains today?
The pond still remains today. It's not as large as it once was, but it's still there.
And the research wasn't confined to radio.
They had a cyclotron on site. The structure is still there, but the device itself has been long since removed.
And what was the basic purpose of that?
Splitting the atoms for the atomic bond.
And there's still cutting-edge technical research going on at that location today.
It's a company called 2-6, and the 2 and the 6 stand for the periodic elements in the periodic table, which are some of the basic materials that they use.
Sort of carries on the legacy of the site, if you will.
Yes, it does. It's a high-tech location, no doubt about it.
The tower and transmitter were moved to the current location in Allison Park in 1939, but Dennis says tiny Saxonburg is still proud of its place in KDKA history.
Because of the technology and the progress of the communications industries, I think if it had not been for KDKA and the talent that they've brought into the area here, they would not have had the significance that they have nowadays.
Bill Rakoff, News Radio 1020, KDKA.